Well, we finally got something new and exciting from HBX, and it's on my favorite platform, which is a 1/12 scale with a center differential, which is so rare on budget RCs. And they knocked it out of the park with this design. Now, HBX has had some problems that they weren't really addressing for quite some time, and they actually seem like they may have addressed these problems, at least somewhat. And I'm gonna show you those things here in just a second. Yes. That's one of the nicest looking HBX cars I think I've seen yet. We don't even have the wing on it. It rolls so smooth too. And yes, we are going to test drive this extensively in this video. Which brings me to one of my original points. HBX, they haven't really gotten too 3S happy yet. In fact, we tried running this 2996A on 3S and it blew up the ESC within 30 seconds. This one is actually supposed to be 3S capable. Of course, we're going to test that. Now, this one comes with two 1800 milliamp 2S batteries. All previous versions came with 1600 milliamp batteries. To make this vehicle 3S capable, they put a 45 amp ESC with a cooling fan on it. Heat sink on the motor, of course. I found some 3S batteries to fit this, and I've ordered them. Who's that?
Special delivery. All right, see ya.
3S batteries got here quick. So yeah, we'll be running 3S on it in this video, which just means more power. All right, so the lights have a nice little tether there to help keep it from pulling out of the socket. Typical HBX controller. We have upgraded metal steering turnbuckles on this. The old styles were plastic. Now I actually like plastic tie rods because they can flex. These are definitely a lot more rigid and could potentially cause breakage. Luckily, you could always go to plastic if that happens. We've got a center differential inside here, decreasing tension on the drivetrain. Also really helps improve ground control and handling, oil-filled shocks, and long suspension travel. All right, it does come with a wing plus stickers. We're gonna put those on right now. That sticker says no wimps. All right, now while I'm adding one final touch to this car, I just cannot wait any longer. We're gonna take this thing to the gravel, to the asphalt, to the dirt, to the leaves. We're gonna do some awesome jumps. We're gonna speed test both 2 and 3S batteries. All right, there is a lot more awesome things about this that I wanna show you as soon as we get it back on the bench. Definitely a few disappointments too. Oh yeah, and just to give this beautiful body a fighting chance, I put some post hole reinforcements on there. I will link those in the description for you. But also, this body is a lot thicker than previous models. Ow. This thing runs real quiet. Wow. Drag race?
Yeah, sure.
Man, I don't know, that's pretty darn close. Whoa!
Oh!
Can't wait to try this thing on some jumps, and of course 3S. $29 miles an hour. Well, it just rained a bit, so it's kind of slick now. Oh no, we had some body damage. In this moment, I remembered. When my kids get a boo-boo, I just put duct tape on it. However, this car had been very subordinate and was much more deserving of proper treatment.
Dad!
3S battery. Look what you did. Big, huge rock got stuck in there. There we go. gravel hit me in the face. Oh, so close. What does that mean? Go ahead and put the speedometer on there for you. See how fast you can get. .40 on the dot. Must be having one of those days because that was the third take. Now all of them were exactly 40 miles an hour, but I forgot to hit record the first 2 times. And yes, I smacked straight into that curb the second time. And the car has absolutely no damage from it except a really scraped up bumper. Car stopped dead in its tracks and flew up in the air.
Dude, you literally just destroyed your RC car.
Nope, that comes next. All right, one more lap, make it even faster. 13?
Coming down that big hill.
Nice.
It's 13.
13. It's only rated at 12. Good job. Uh-oh, lost my steering. Okay, I fixed it, but we're gonna go over all the broken stuff in a minute. Oh, no. All right, I know what you're thinking. It kind of looks like a rhinoceros now. And maybe that's some excessive breakage, and well, you're right. But what you didn't see is that once again, I forgot to hit record before all that mayhem that you saw. One of which things was where it landed directly on this corner, not fully breaking the chassis, but splitting the bumper in half like this, which of course was already compromised from the curb smash. Then of course I continued doing dumb things and well, that's what happened. Luckily, I had a donor car I was able to pull from. So no, I do not think this broke prematurely. I think that it was abused horribly. It's also a little chilly outside and that doesn't help. That makes the plastic more brittle, but those were some pretty big jumps. And it jumps awesome, by the way. Back flips really well, front flips okay. Now, some more good stuff and then we'll go back into some of what I was disappointed with. Body, even though it's thicker, I guess it makes it more brittle, but look what did hold on. It seems like these probably helped keep the post holes intact. And that Band-Aid did not fail. There's no extra support on the inside. That's the only thing holding it. I do really like this body, so I'm gonna get another one. I am gonna fix this entire car, and I'm gonna reinforce the new body. I did like this 3S battery. I had to do a bunch of weird stuff with the strap. You do need a longer strap. It's a really tight squeeze, but so is the 2S that it comes with. I'll link these in the description along with the adapter that you'll need for them. Really good performance out of the ESC. It had no excessive heat, even on 3S, and neither did the motor. Yes, the cooling fan did not survive. Of course, again, it's not warm outside. I think all that beeping we got was low voltage cutoff for the battery. The glue came off these capacitor packs, and I ended up putting them on with a zip tie, which worked great, until of course the chassis brace it was strapped to broke in half. And with all that damage, none of the axles are bent or broken. Really awesome shocks. They went over the gravel really nicely. All metal bodies. We did end up losing one of the lower spring retainers. We had to put one of our plastic ones on, which that held up too. Those metal tie rods actually did pretty well. This one here is bent. Again, I'm not surprised or upset by that. Happy to see that it didn't cause the plastic to break. That's a really strong setup. And being that those can't flex, that's going to give you better steering performance. The center differential is wonderful. I would say some slightly thicker fluid in there would be good. Even on the 3S battery, it does not wheelie like crazy. Actually, it barely wheelies at all. It kind of just lifts up that one tire, almost like a torque twist, which is, I love that. It looks cool. Let's see, what else did I jot down in my notes? Ah, yes, the speeds. Definitely happy with them. It wasn't overbearing. To me, that's a pretty perfect speed. And then on top of that, the center differential helps you control it. Owner's manual shows all the parts and exploded diagrams. Also comes with 2 extra wheel hexes, which they're metal, by the way, not plastic. 2 extra wheel nuts, washers, wheel pins, and a transmitter bind plug. Plus 2 battery chargers for the 2 batteries. The other thing we ended up breaking on here when we landed a big old backflip was the servo arm. Again, I borrowed one from here. This is one of those things I'd really like to see a metal upgrade on because I've broken that a lot of times. and it's almost always on a pretty flat, good landing. It's kind of weird. Now, parts availability for these things is really good. Some parts you can find on Amazon, some you can find on Banggood. The rest of them I find at this website. They're all there. The only problem is it takes usually close to 2 weeks to get them because they're coming from China. Yeah, the car broke. It's in pieces. It's not drivable right now. But 40 miles an hour, dead stop into a curb. I know, I'm an idiot. Head-on collisions, 35 to 40 mile an hour jumps, landing directly on concrete, crashing directly on concrete. Again, I drive pretty recklessly on purpose to help simulate lots of driving time, not just 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 batteries. It's a solid car. Now, if you could find a way to put some metal right here to help keep both these hinge pins tied together, I believe that would help solve this problem. It's hard to call it a problem because this was extreme. The knuckles on these models are super beefy. I have yet to break any of those. Same with the rear, and I've maybe ever broken one control arm. Uh-oh.